Feminists basically support gay conversion therapy, and I know that sounds confusing at first because you usually see how they and other leftists speak out against this form of therapy, but in the end, when you watch that video now, you will realize what I mean with that, because when you like, if you have followed my previous videos, I always point out that men and women are biologically different. Brain scans show that men have different brains than women on average, and I will also mention that gay men have brains that are more similar to the brains of heterosexual women, according to research regarding brain scans. I'm sorry for sounding like a broken record for my followers, but it is important to mention this again because it explains things like the wage gap, for instance, that men choose different jobs, that women, because they are born with different set of behavior, with a different set of thinking based on having a different brain. And there is also therefore then a wage gap between straight men and homosexual men. They also choose different jobs because these wage gaps exist, not because of discrimination, but because of job choice. It is an earnings gap. It has nothing to do with homophobia or misogyny. It has something to do with the fact that some jobs pay more than others. That's it. And I mentioned this again because it is like the major evidence, and I'm so disturbed that in this day and age I still have to point that out, and people are so stupid. Like, that major news organizations push this narrative that the wage gap is because of patriarchy, and you are all so dumb, honestly. And I'm not even the smartest person here, and I realize that. And like, that ties into the fact that feminists say that because of socialization, women behave feminine and men behave masculine. That is wrong, again, because, as I said in a video before, feminists always complain about toxic masculinity, that certain behavior in men, masculine behavior, is toxic. Like, for instance, when men don't show their emotions, are reluctant to cry, that is because a society tells them to suppress their emotions. But that is wrong again, because men have, for instance, larger tear ducts. They have less of the hormone prolactin, which is responsible for emotions, also responsible for emotions. And men obviously have more testosterone, which also suppresses emotions. So with that example, it's not just the brains, it is the whole male body, the hormones that makes male behavior, that shows that gender is not socially constructed, that what you feminists deem as toxic masculinity is actually innate, that men are born with a certain set of behaviors based on their hormones. This is not something that you can just change based on re-education, because honestly, if you would really care about men's mental health, you would accept what I say, because it is based on science, which you always claim on the left that you are in support of that, which I don't see recently, but that is another topic for another day. But it shows that your main agenda is just on hating men because you don't accept masculinity. But with that being said, there are some conservatives or some right-wingers, some Christians who support gay conversion therapy, and their arguments are usually that gay men should go to these camps because they are not real men, they should have sex with someone of the opposite sex, they are sissies, they are pussies, they are not manly enough, they are so feminine, and therefore they should go to these gay conversion therapy camps or facilities. I don't know where exactly you would go there. What this actually looks like, because I'm not interested in that. But with that being said, have you just noticed the similarities? Feminists say the exact same thing. They say, men, you are so toxic, your masculinity is what's wrong with society. If you were more feminine, then the world would be a better place. That's why we have to re-educate you and make you more feminine beings. You have to stop with your toxic masculinity. It's exactly the same. Feminists basically support conversion therapy, but for straight men, for masculine men. And this is just so embarrassing, the hypocrisy, because, I mean, then my headline of that video, that feminists basically support gay conversion therapy, shouldn't be that controversial, or shouldn't be that confusing, because I just pointed out they do exactly the same, just applied to masculine men, which straight men are most of the time like there are exceptions. Sometimes straight men are more feminine in their behavior, but this is not the norm. Most of the time, men are masculine and they are punished for it by with our current society. As I just said, it is only some conservatives who support gay conversion therapy. It is not all of them. Many of them also support what I preach in my videos, that you are born gay. But it is all feminists who have this theory that gender is socially constructed, that we live in a patriarchy. And unfortunately, it's not just feminists, it's also major leftists who claim that they oppose the new wave of feminism. Like, for instance, there is a Shoe on Head. She's a YouTuber and she recently made a video 30 months ago with 3 million views. And I call her out because she has such a wide audience. And she also is some of these leftists who says, yeah, these fourth wave or third wave feminists, they're insane, but you know, not all leftists are like that. We are so much more educated and don't give up on leftism. But in the end, when I watched her video from 3 months ago with 3 million views called The Male Loneliness Epidemic, when you watch that whole video at the end, you also kind of notice that she implies that men have been socialized to be masculine, that it is taught to men that they shouldn't show their emotions and be stoic, or however this is pronounced. Like, she had all these examples from her leftist friends, tweet screenshots where she also implied that she is in alignment with them, also believing that socialization plays a part in men's behavior, but this is again wrong. I just explained to you, it's biological. And with that being said, it is not just feminists, it is so many people in society, then even leftists who claim that there aren't crazy leftists, that there are not social justice warriors. Even they don't accept men, and that their masculine behavior is natural, and that they think differently from women, not just because like they think it is taught to them from their parents and or from society. No, it's because they are born that way. And I don't know why. First of all, why is this so hard to accept? Because you are the first people who say that gay people are born that way, and you know that with being a homosexual man often also comes with behavior that is atypical to their sex, that gay men like me don't behave like straight men. So why is it so hard for you to understand when I tell you that straight men are also born that way? And how can we call this system a patriarchy where so many people deny the basic nature of man, like it is an actual problem, like Christina Hoff Sommers pointed out in her book, The War Against Boys, that boys in school, and also like when they're older, like teenagers, are punished for male behavior. They are treated as defective girls, and they are like I said it in the previous video, that feminine behavior in schools is supported, but natural male behavior is hated on. This is in no way a patriarchy. And what I also wanted to address was this article about Megan Fox, how she wants to raise her sons to not be like the men she's dated, which is first of all complete hypocrisy anyway, because in the past, like why she doesn't really necessarily like these types of men anymore, in the past she did. She got something out of that too, and now she wants to deny her sons the same experience, being like a masculine man in the future who attracts these types of women. She doesn't want her sons to experience that. Are you insane? This is abusive. And the other thing is, she's most likely on the left. I don't know if she's a feminist, but this is something I wanted to address in general, not just about her, but all these leftists who support articles like that, or who say that what I explained in the video, how you want to re-educate boys and think this is a progressive feminist message. No, it isn't, because you feminists always say, and you leftists, that we should promote be yourself, don't put yourself in a box, don't go against what you truly are, don't follow these rules of others that other people want to impose on you. What is this? You are basically like the people you claim to hate, and that's the main point of my video. When you claim that men and boys need to be re-educated, need to be trained in a different way so they are less toxic, you are no better than some of the conservatives who support gay conversion therapy.